This is Sarah Mikesell with the Pig Site, and today we're here with Dave Pyburn. He is the Vice President of Science and Technology with the National Pork Board. Thanks for being with us today, Dave.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Very good. We're here at the Swine Innovation Summit in Indianapolis today, but there's some hot news going on right now that I thought we should talk about concerning African swine fever. So can you give us kind of an update on the global situation?
Yeah, and the update is unfortunately continues to be not good. We're just over a year now into the outbreak that has started in China. China continues to not have this under control. It is endemic throughout all the provinces in China. They are reporting massive herd losses in China. I don't see that they're going to get this under control in the near future. But the news this last week and then again this morning is that last week it was now the Philippines has found African swine fever within their country, so now they are positive. And also now this morning, South Korea announced that they are positive, and they've tested positive on a couple of farms in South Korea. So we now have 9 total Asian countries that have African swine fever. It continues to expand its territory. Usually the number one question that I get is, what's the risk to us? They don't ask risk, they ask more, what's the chances we're going to get it? What are the odds we're going to get it? I can't answer that, but what I can say is the risk to us increases every time we have new countries, new provinces, new farms overseas that become infected. It just means that there's more virus out there and there's more potential for that virus to be tracked in here. So when you start thinking about how that virus gets tracked into this country or how it could be brought into this country, what I want producers and actually everybody that travels overseas to know is that the number one risk is us tracking it back in through coming back in from countries that are positive, or even higher so, smuggling intentionally or unintentionally, smuggling pork products back into this country from those countries. We just cannot be bringing them in. We can't have them in this country. But the potential for them to be put in front of pigs would result in disease. When you look at some of the countries like the UK, Australia, Taiwan, Thailand, they've done testing on these products that are being brought into their countries from countries that are positive, and they have found multiple times where those products are positive for the virus. So we just cannot be bringing this stuff back into the country.
Very good, Dave. And you mentioned earlier the outbreaks in the Philippines and South Korea. How big of a pig herd do they have globally? Could that impact a really large number of pigs?
It's a large number for them, obviously, maybe not compared
right.
to us. You know, when we produce about 125 million a year, when you look at the Philippines, they're around 12 million. When you look at South Korea, I believe the number I saw was around 6 million. So a lot smaller populations, but still a number of pigs. And for them, pork is a staple for them, and it's going to affect consumption and the demand for pork in those countries. So it is big for them. And one of the things about the Philippines too, the break in the Philippines, is that of those 12 million pigs, the 12 million population of pigs in the Philippines, it's estimated that 8 million are in backyard farms. So with the biosecurity of backyard farms, that's going to make it even tougher to control this thing in the Philippines.
Right, so that's a higher risk pig population.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, and it is for us too. Our backyard low biosecurity farms would be the higher risk farms for initially starting the outbreaks and continuing outbreaks if we were to have it here in our country. So what producers can do is they can address their biosecurity on their farm, make sure that they're doing everything they can to not bring this virus onto their farm, not bring these food products onto their farm. Know where your visitors to your farm have been at the very least. If they're a risk, the best thing to do is probably not to have those visitors on the farm. But if you want to have visitors, we do have information on how to do that in a biosecure fashion. So the number one thing that producers can do is address their biosecurity. And then along with that, pull together the data that we would need, the state veterinarians would need, to make permitted movements in the face of an outbreak. Get ready now, prepare now for a potential outbreak. Because we will have farms in an outbreak that are positive, farms that are at risk, but we'll also have farms where it will be a very low risk to no risk to move those pigs. The only way to do that is to prove that through the data for the biosecurity, for the transport movements on your farms, for the diagnostic lab data from your pigs on your farms. And so Secure Pork Supply is the program that we have in place right now that helps producers to gather all that data and bring it together. And that's found at securepork.org. securepork.org. It will walk producers through what to do to show the level of biosecurity on your farm, to pull together the data you need to have ready for a state veterinarian so that you can hopefully move pigs or have permitted movements in the face of an outbreak if they are indeed low risk.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for all the information today, Dave.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
This is Sarah Mikesell with thepigsite.com.